And I'm hella young. They call me Zombie Ray.
What's up, Fight fam, and welcome to Boxing Bros. Before we start, I just want to say, RIP to Chadwick Boseman. And I'm Caden. I'm here with my co-host. I'll let them introduce themselves.
What's going on? This is Trip.
This is G.
And it's the TBE, Wakanda Forever.
All right, the first topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros are comments that were made by Anthony Joshua. He was on a British show called The League of Their Own, I believe, and he made these comments regarding Tyson Fury.
Do you find it like AJ? Because if you fight Fury, there's going to be a lot going on in there.
Oh, 100%.
So have you thought about what you're going to do when he's calling you a big dosser and all that?
You got a Fury fan over there. Big dog silence. I give the game away there.
Do you plan it, or is it just what happens?
It's just what happens on the day. I've got a lot of respect for the man. Do you know what I mean? He's a good man, family man, good fighter. On the other hand, I want to break his head. So until we get to that stage.
Do you find...
All right. So that's Anthony Joshua basically saying he has a lot of respect for Fury. He's a good man, but he wants to break his head. Trill, what's your thoughts on that?
Don't you just love that guy? Class act. Of course, it says, he respects Mr. Tyson Fury. But, he still want to break his face. Hey, it's hard not to like AJ. He's just a classy gentleman. This is where I would hope, or I would like for all young boxers to, look at AJ, you know what I'm saying? And try to, emulate what he does. The guy makes no excuses. He's a gentleman in and out the ring. What's not to like about him? And even with, Tyson Fury and his antics, he still remains to be a gentleman. And I think that's so dope. And I think he's a great role model for the young boxers and the young youth coming up seeing this. Shout out to AJ.
All right, G.
Oh man, Trill said it all, man. I actually agree 1,000% with Trill. Like, it's hard to hate him, man. I was like, damn. Like, I feel bad if I even come at AJ right now, But what's he supposed to say? Like, he said it was obvious. It's like you could tell he doesn't have bad blood like he did with Brazil or with Dillian, So he's just like, hey man, it is what it is. He's a family man. He's a good dude. But I'm gonna break his face, and I can respect that. It's like he's a boxer. That's their occupation, is to break each other's face. So, yeah, man, salute to AJ, man. He even when he's talking about violence, he does it in a gentleman-like fashion.
All right, Ned.
Shout out to AJ for keeping the sportsmanship of the game. When by fighters, you can never take AJ out of character unless a fighter wants to take it out of the realm of boxing. And when he always keeps it classy, I agree. Like Trill says, you can't hate the guy. The way he carries himself, the way he speaks, the way it's like some of the persona every boxer should want to have. But shout out to AJ. Big fan over here, 100. Yeah, keep doing your thing.
Yeah, so I agree with what was said. I think AJ is the embodiment of a fighter who has endorsements, who understands the power of being on a show like A League of Their Own and being able to be charismatic, being likable, and what that does for his career. And so when you talk about the other athletes who would tweet certain things, who would say certain things, and then wonder why they don't get endorsements or why their fights aren't selling, look at AJ on the show as an example. He was able to relate, make people laugh, and then say he wants to break someone's head in a way where everyone was laughing and everyone's like, yeah, okay, we understand. And you have to have that gift if you want to be a superstar. Sometimes it's not about what you say, it's how you say. It's not what you do, but how you do it. And I think Anthony Joshua has mastered the political way of getting his point across. And there were moments where, of course, in his career, he has done certain things where people are like, okay, but most of the time he hits the ball out of the park with the way he performs and the things that he says. And, you know, Tyson Fury is one of those guys who's mastered that as well. Like, you can get him on a show and he knows the way to do it. But for Anthony Joshua, I think the way he handled it was great. And I think, you know, hope and I believe that he wants to fight. I believe Fury wants to fight. So I like hearing it.
Yeah, both men are charismatic, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Please like and subscribe. Let us know how you feel. Check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Also, check out our podcast on all streaming major services. It's the Boxing Bros.
Catch me creeping down the dark street. This is where me and the zombies meet. Guarantee we all gonna eat. It's Zombie Ray again with HD. I'm a zombie in the night, you better run from me. Zombie Ray in the house, you better run, homie. Brought a mask and some gloves with some thugs with me. I came to do damage, you wanna purge with me. Super Saiyan zombie, I be